As the sorcerer King Adalbern struck the ground with his mighty sword Magdair, a massive explosion of power and blue energy roared outwards from where Adalbern was standing, engulfing the lands far and wide, decimating the invading Char forces, and turning all the humans in Ascalon into ghosts. These Ascalonian ghosts, also known as full fire ghosts, are empowered by the magics of the full fire, which causes them to rematerialize sometime after dying. But instead of moving forward with the world, they are stuck in time, not realizing that they themselves are ghosts and are cursed to forever live in the moments before the full fire, reacting to outside forces as if they were the invading Char or the Char's allies, believing that they are giving up their life for their king, country, and people, without knowing that all of those are gone forever. Across Ascalon, these ghosts wander, threatening the lives of the Char and other passerbys, all cursed to relive their final day, and upon their defeat, rematerialize to live it again. Soldiers, farmers, even King Adalbern, the last king of Ascalon, is affected by this, except for one ghost. Located in the Hellion Forest, which holds the remains of Sirmia, one of the most prosperous cities of Ascalon, lies a cottage, a small, relatively quaint house surrounded by trees and wildlife. But any adventurer that wanders through this area will quickly learn that this is not an ordinary forest or cottage. Found all throughout are many different shadow fiends, nightmarish creatures that can only be summoned by necromancers, creatures that are able to steal and possess the bodies of different living creatures, where this possession will force the spirit of the body's original owner to become displaced and wander. As the Char now live in the lands that once held the kingdom of Ascalon, and as they continue to spread their dominion across the lands, many Char have wandered through the area surrounding this cottage. Most notably is a Primus and a group of Char cubs who play near the manor. Alongside the Char, a small group of Priory scholars have made their way out here to investigate the happenings in the woods, where the variety of different shadow fiends and displaced spirits are in fact the result of a necromancer, an incredibly powerful necromancer, an Ascalonian human who was a powerful necromancer in life. In life, she was a dark and cruel soul who would capture the young and weak in order to perform horrible rituals on them, and in death, she does the same. As she was affected by the full fire unleashed by Adalbern, she turned into a ghost alongside the rest of the Ascalonians in the vicinity, but something very unusual happened to this necromancer, to Bria. While the full fire chained the ghosts to the lives they were living on their final day, Bria broke free from those bonds, where she has control over her own destiny and what she wants to do. Where with how she was a cruel and horrible necromancer in life, she continues that practice in death, living out of her cottage, ensnaring any poor soul she can find and tormenting them, especially the Char. Any adventurers who come through this area of the world can help the Char and Priory out by fighting back against Bria's minions and the different spirits, even preventing her from taking control of the different Char cubs in the area.
The children are mine now. Claim them, and I will consume your old dusty souls as well.
Upon fighting Bria, adventurers can learn how powerful she really is, as she lashes out against her enemies with powerful necromantic abilities and summons a plentiful amount of minions to fight by her side, but ultimately is still able to be defeated.
I will not die. I cannot die.
No, you cannot. But I'll break you and send you far from here, Bria.
Ghost and a necromancer? I didn't know that was possible.
Bria was no ordinary necromancer. Even Adalbern's curse couldn't bind her for long.
The faux fire? If she was a ghost of Ascalon, doesn't that mean she will reappear?
Yes, and in time, she will regain all of her strength and abilities, even as a ghost.
Great. Let's get out of here before that happens.
Indeed, and urge your young not to play in these woods any longer.
But while she may be free from the bonds of the full fire, she is still an Ascalonian ghost that has the power to rematerialize upon death. No matter how much or how many times the Char, the Priory, and various adventurers beat back Bria, she will always return. But the most important part of this necromancer is the fact that she could not be bound by Adalbern's will, and that across the entirety of Ascalon, she is the only individual to have broken free. Out of every single Ascalonian ghost, She is the only one, and the reasons for this are likely connected to how powerful of a necromancer she was, but this brings forth a variety of questions. If Bria was able to break free from the curse, does that mean that there may be hope for others as well, where this could potentially provide the Charr with an opportunity to rid Ascalon of the ghosts, and potentially through more peaceful methods, where if the Charr can figure out how Bria was able to resist the curse, perhaps they could make it so other ghosts could as well. Alongside that, the existence of Bria can mean that other ghosts have broken free as well that have not yet come into contact with the Charr. Perhaps there is a community of free Ascalonian ghosts living deep in a ruin or in a village in the Blaze Ridge Mountains, where whether or not free Ascalonian ghosts would even hold any interest in a truce with the Charr is debatable and ultimately unlikely. But the questions that Bria brings forth and the mysteries surrounding her are incredibly interesting and may hold the key that the Charr need. And that's the mystery. I hope you enjoyed. This is a long-standing mystery that has existed in the game since 2012 and is still unanswered today. Hopefully when we reach an expansion that dives back into the Ascalonian ghosts, the mystery and questions surrounding Bria will be answered, and she may even play an important role in that expansion. I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Have a good one, everyone.